All right, y'all. You're live with Lonzo, the Godfather, West Coast Hip Hop, and my man on the line. It's another time with Dr. Dre. What's up, Doc?
What's happening there, Lonzo? Welcome to Legendary Connects. Let's plug it in. Let's turn it up. Let's do it what's necessary.
Well, we are here. We are here. It's Thursday, folks. We got to go Thursday today because tomorrow I'll be doing another screening of my documentary in Compton. It's like a homecoming. Homecoming, Compton Love, tomorrow. The Dollar High Center in Compton, thanks to our city council person, Miss Lily P. Darden, one of my favorites. She's real cool with me. I like her a lot. Funny lady.
Congratulations.
Funny lady.
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Let's get that out there. Congratulations. That's a good thing.
Thank you. I got a call this morning from a friend of mine. Congratulations on your documentary. I didn't see it yet. How'd you hear about it then? I heard about it on the news. What news? She told me about this community station, KPFK. Mm-hmm. They gave us a big plug. I mean, wow. I was totally surprised. So it's all good.
Well, everybody, once you do the next screening, what's the next big step for the documentary?
Well, you know what? I don't know yet. I'm sifting through all the bullshit artists right now. There's a ton of bullshit artists. Oh, I can get you on Tubi. I can get you on Netflix, but it'll cost you $5,000. Miss me that bullshit. Okay? I'm not a new booty. I'm not a new booty. If they want it, they want it. I shouldn't have to pay you to give it to them. Okay? That don't make no damn sense to me. So we spent too much money, too much time, and it's a good project. So it's not like we got to sell it. Got to pay somebody to take it. It ain't ugly at all. It ain't that ugly. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, see, that's cool. You know why I say that?
Why that?
Because we've been working on our documentary, and the issue people say, how come there's no documentary for Y'all MTV Rap? How come that love of Dr. Dre? Because we have a huge issue that we cannot use the footage from MTV. They will not let us use it.
Wow.
They want ridiculous amounts of money.
Wow.
And we just don't have. I mean, we can do the documentary for a certain number, and it'll be good, but you're gonna want to see some of the stuff that was done at that time.
Y'all can't partner with them?
They don't work it like that. Okay, I'll put it this way: they want 7 figures for 60 minutes, and they're not joking.
7 figures for 60 minutes. So when if they decide to do a documentary, you want seven figures to do the interviews, right?
No, 7 figures for 60 seconds. Excuse me.
You listen to what I'm saying. At some point in time, they will be stupid not to do a documentary on you guys. So you reverse the tables. If y'all want that much money for our footage, you won't give me a bunch of money for me to start talking.
Well, the thing is, here's the thing. They go, we don't have to, because we already IP'd it. We've already done it before. It was on VH1. It was here. I said, that was not a documentary the way they do documentaries today.
Right.
You know it. I know it. And it comes down to one thing. You know what that is?
Money.
We have to have the shade that pays.
You know,
unfortunately, we can't break that. Same thing we get when it comes to Who's the Man. People say, how come Who's the Man isn't on this, isn't on that? Because as you know, we don't own the property. Even though we created it, we don't own it. And we had such an issue with New Line and certain execs. They blackballed us out of everything.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, yeah. We've been blackballed. Even though people hit us all the time. Why can't you guys, why isn't this playing? How come I can see this? I can see this, but I can't see your thing. Why isn't it on Stars? Why isn't it on this one? Why isn't it here? Why isn't it on so-and-so? We just can't turn it that way. So for me, I call myself the bag man. I'm running around trying to get bags to see if we can turn that around. Because congratulations to Kenan and Kel with their Good Burger sequel 25 years later. Congratulations, brothers. You know, I just was on the phone with Ed 2 days ago, and we were talking about that. We're trying to figure out how to get it done, how to get the right group behind us, and that's the biggest, hardest process for us. Because if we'd have known 35, 40 years ago that we would never be able to do anything outside of that IP, we did things differently. We really would have, but we didn't know. We really didn't know.
Why you can't do something like I'm the Man?
We can, and we were doing that. Matter of fact, the late Mario Van Peebles wanted to do the sequel and bought the money to New Line, and they said, no, we're not giving you the rights to it. It's not this. But if we wait another year or so, the rights will revert, and we may be able to get the opportunity to snatch the rights.
You know,
to do it.
I'm working on a rights perversion situation right now, and one problem with that is they come at you as work for hire. It limits your opportunities, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Bernadette's in the house. I'm trying to see why she ain't on screen though. I keep pushing the button and she ain't showing up. So I don't know what you're doing today that you didn't do last week, but rewind the clock and go back to last week's settings and do what you did last week, please. Because I see you in the dugout, but I can't bring you on screen. If I bring you on screen, you disappear. That's that damn Mississippi internet. I told you. Them aluminum foil, the toenails ain't cutting it, baby. You need some real shit. Anyway, Doc, it was some shit I was going to holler at you about. Bernadette.
I had a couple quick things.
Go for it.
We could do it back and forth.
Go for it.
My man Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh yeah.
Back on the news.
Oh yeah.
He's saying, I'm going to pull a Donald Trump, as Donald Trump is going to tell everybody he's about to be indicted and taken to do a perp walk. Tekashi goes to LA Fitness. LA Fitness, really? And gets beat down? How did that even work?
It's a good question.
How did that even work? I mean, when you talk about, man, this doesn't smell right, I don't know. I just don't get this whole, at all costs, famous or infamous or whatever. Like, the music don't matter. It's all the other crap that I do.
I keep telling y'all that. It ain't about the music no more. It's about the antics. These niggas are hooked on popularity and going viral.
Mm-hmm.
That's more important to them than money. Huh?
And that seems to be what the case is. So I do not understand it. I do not get it. I don't want to understand it. If that's what you want to do, all I beg you people to do is when you're going to take somebody down, make sure you get that person. Don't spread it amongst the crowd that's just there to enjoy themselves. Like Miami last weekend was way out of control on spring break. And some people say, oh, Dre, why, when y'all was on spring break, the white boys was doing that. The white boys wasn't shooting each other. They wasn't pulling out and blowing off steam with their weapons. That's not how it went down.
How did it go down?
I don't know what's going to stop this. I don't know. Are we being punks, or we need to punk them? I told you I could solve gun violence in a day.
What happened? All that love shit. Miss me that love shit. What happened in Miami?
Oh, you don't know?
I heard it was some shooting. Who did the shooting?
It was, I think, 2 different incidents. Okay. But it was the mayor of Miami.
He was shooting
from South Beach on through. The liquor was flowing. They tried to cut the liquor off at 2:00. The club owners get pissed about that, and folks go out there and do what they do. When you have more people in a space that's held for 10,000 people, but you got 150,000 people down there, you're gonna have incidents.
What the white boys got to do with this?
No, I'm saying, but when we were doing spring break back in Daytona, the white boys would come down there on those levels, but they would just get drunk, act foolish, lay out on the side of the pool, go to the beach, act fun, and that would be the end of it.
Okay.
They weren't shooting anybody.
Okay.
What did Jean-Claude Van Damme do?
When we go down there as people of color, that's why I don't go black people, Spanish people, white. I said people of color, we all know who we are. We go down there and we carry down weapons.
Well, niggas think they can.
And if we don't get our way and we're drunk enough, we decide, well, I'm going to make you pay for your stupidity. And that's what happens.
That's what happens in the niggerverse.
There you go.
That's what I call it. The niggerverse. In the niggerverse, only place you got. Huh?
We should do a movie, you and I, and call it the niggerverse.
Yeah, the niggerverse.
It would be. I think we can pull it off.
In the niggerverse is the only place where
we got to talk about this.
It's the only place where you can take guns. You have to take guns to defend yourself from other niggas and get mad when you go to the penitentiary.
And then get upset saying, well, who snitched on me?
Right. And then,
there's a camera on you.
And then shoot do it in front of a camera and then put it on social media and then blame everybody else for snitching on you. That's only the niggerverse.
You can't arrest me because of what I say in my lyrics.
Right.
But in your lyrics, you said you did it. Then you showed us you did it.
You know what? I really would love the opportunity to get on a podcast or Clubhouse and debate that issue with one of these so-called smart, sophisticated, so-called public, community activists on the same subject, because you're full of shit. You're full of shit to no end.
So hold on. You just threw it out there. Let's burn it down, put it together, and let's do it in 2 weeks. Let's go on Clubhouse and open a giant room and say, to be or not to be a nigga. That is the question.
Well, not to be stupid. Okay.
See,
you say why you smoothing it out? I'm saying nigga, that will bring attention to the room.
Yeah, that's true too.
If we say stupid, then nobody's gonna show up because they don't understand. Why are you calling me stupid? Okay. No, I'm not calling you stupid. It's just, why is your behavior so self-destructive that you got to bring everybody down with you?
You know, I'm sitting here. I got to check with one of my little homies. I saw a post the other day. Him and another brother, they ride down the street and he hang out the window with a gun. I'm trying to figure out why in 2023 it's still necessary for brothers to hang out the windows with guns in lowriders. You ain't riding in nobody's hood but your own. And you thinking your bullets are not intended for anybody other than people that look like you. And why is that fucking cool? Why is that fucking cool?
But that's why I say the solution, the true solution,
love, is
snitch. You have to snitch. Because if you don't say, hey, that's Johnny, Allah, whoever, they keep doing this, and we film them doing it.
Well,
that's the only way you're going to get it to stop.
What you have to do, you don't call it snitching, you call it sharing necessary information to community households.
By a concerned
sharing positive community household information to protect the innocent.
Listen to my whatever I call it. I forgot what they call it. Sharing necessary information to community households. It still spells snitch.
It's still so. I got it.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to call it. That's going to be the official thing we need to do to end the niggerverse.
So I see some people in Compton today, one of my friends, some people wrote on her wall. They got up this morning, put their gloves on, tied their hair up, painted over that shit. Okay? We ain't having it. We're not, at some point in time, grown folks got to stand up to these youngsters. Okay? They don't run nothing. They don't run nothing but a can of paint. All you do is write on the fucking wall some bullshit only y'all understand. Meanwhile, y'all only live in the neighborhood. Y'all just passing through, saw a big ass wall that you thought was a canvas, turned into some bullshit. If it was some graffiti, it took some time and talent, it may have a chance to stand up there. But you just do the vandalism, tagging shit, which has no value, has no social redeeming factor. It's just a bunch of idiots with a can of paint that they just want to leave their name someplace, okay? And then somebody else crosses it out. Now they got to fight over some dumb shit. Man, people find more reasons to kill each other than anything I can think of these days.
So let's roll back to our friend Tekashi 6ix9ine, who was beaten down in an LA Fitness sauna. That's another thing I'm trying to understand.
In a sauna.
When you're in a sauna, aren't you usually naked with a towel?
They came out with no pants on.
Right, you don't have to, because you're not going into a sauna with clothes because you're going to sweat your butt off.
Well,
you're naked.
No, you don't go in there naked. Not in the LA Sonics.
No,
That's
not
co-ed.
ass. I'm saying, but you got a towel.
No, you're
And
going
under
there
that towel,
you're going there with a
you're not
swimsuit on.
rocking no underwear under a towel because you didn't sweat you off.
No, hold on. If you go into a co-ed sauna, you usually wear a swimsuit, some trunks. Some people go in there. I go in there fully dressed. I just put on some slides. I wear everything I had worked on. I take off my t-shirt. I put on my sauna vest. I still got on my long pants, and I throw on my hoodie and go home and take a shower. But yeah,
You're a
some
special
shorts.
man. I respect that.
Because it's a co-ed situation, and you want the ladies
But
to
when
come in.
he wasn't in a co-ed. He was in I guess the male sauna. But let's say he had on some of that stuff.
Okay.
Y'all gonna fight like in a sauna?
Well, this motherfucker he like 5'2", 5'3". Wasn't no fight. He got his ass whooped. Wasn't no fight. He got his ass whooped. What's the difference? Bernadette, are you talking? Bernadette, are you talking?
Is he tall?
Are you talking, Bernadette?
No, I'm not saying much.
I don't hear a word you saying, Bernadette.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
I don't know where you coming in at.
You can't hear me?
No, who is Takashi tall?
Yes, that's what I'm asking.
Hell no, he's like 5'2", 5'3", little bitty motherfucker.
Oh, so he's got short man syndrome.
He's little as fuck.
Napoleon.
You know what I'm saying? But he has
Napoleon
short man syndrome.
Could be.
That's why he does what he does.
Could be.
He's got a Napoleon complex.
He could be.
I can rule the world, but I'm 5'2".
He got a black eye complex right now.
Mm.
They put hands on his
Well, I
ass.
heard he got really lumped up bad.
They put hands on him. Mm-hmm.
I heard they took a couple
Wait.
ribs.
What happened to the bodyguards?
There was nobody. That's what I'm saying. Something doesn't seem
Something don't.
correct
You're
in this
right.
picture.
Something ain't right.
Then his lawyer ran to the feds asking for federal protection since he turned on all his people. You know what the feds are going to tell him? We offered you, what do you call it? When they take you out of the community and you have to move and change your identity.
Witness
We
protection.
offered to do that for you. You said no.
Witness
You want to
protection.
live your life. Witness protection. You said no. Now you got beat down. Now you want witness protection. How's that work?
Even when he got out of jail, he had a bunch of bodyguards with him. No.
But you know, like I know, if you're not doing them shows and they're not packed up there like that, those bodyguards start to dwindle when the money starts to
They
dwindle.
get expensive.
Having people around you 24/7, that's an expensive
He better
proposition.
sell one of them watches.
I would be selling everything.
You
I
know,
would be walking around with Pro Kegs, the original versions.
he walked around
No
the house.
leather,
I got this. I got one
Basic
house here,
canvas.
2 houses here, 3 houses here, 4 houses right here. It's like, dude, get out of it. If you can't tell time with one nice watch, 4 watches ain't gonna make it no difference. 4 nice watches, and they weren't even that nice. They just gaudy as shit. I don't understand it. Anyway, man, Bernadette was talking about this. She still ain't saying. I don't know where her. I see her.
Hear me?
You ain't. Your mouth is moving like a fish tank.
Do you need me to leave it? Do you need me to leave and come back out?
Yep. I hear you. You are not in the. You're not in the mix, baby. I don't know what you're doing over there because I got you on my board over here. Ain't nothing changed, but you are not coming through Audible.
Let me see. I'll leave.
I see you, but I can't hear you. We can hear Miss B. Well, let me test my shit right quick because I don't make no sense.
I don't hear her at all.
I don't hear it all.
The chat.
All my shit is correct. I hear you fine. Everything is normal. She done changed rooms for damn show. Wherever she is, she wasn't where she was last week.
No.
That's for damn. That's the doggone show. I can tell by the backdrop. You didn't change rooms. You must be at your sugar daddy house. You gotta hide from the wife. You gotta hide from his wife. You in the garage next to that 72 Cadillac.
No.
And them toolboxes.
No.
Okay.
Leave it out.
Just stepped out the room just long enough. get on the podcast, but no, the internet bad because he got that goddamn aluminum roof on that damn thing. Anyway, folks, you're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop. My man, Dr. Dre, the East Coast legend.
I'm gonna leave it.
We are here talking about different things. Now Bernadette talked about this newscaster, Mississippi,
Yes.
I believe it was. They got fired for saying for shizzle my nizzle or some shit like that.
After
Yeah,
20
because
years.
she was talking about Snoop Dogg's line of wines that he has.
Right.
His 2 lines of wines, and I guess she capped it off with the shizzle my nizzle. And I'm trying to understand. So you get fired for saying that?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. You know what? Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but understand what they're saying. They know what that means. That's just that's some slang for show by nigga. Okay.
Yep.
And that ain't gonna fly on the news, even though she said it, and nobody. I don't know if anybody protested or pitched a bitch about it, but it still ain't gonna fly in that arena.
Was that a white woman or a black woman?
I thought it was a white woman.
Wow. So she was just thinking, I can just say this and there's no problem with it.
Right. She figured she can get away with it. Okay. You know, I'm still trying to figure out. I guess that's why we gotta do this show, to be or not to be a nigga, because it's so people. It's a minefield of cancellation that people can find themselves walking through just by trying to be cool. I don't think she was trying to be racist. She was just trying to be cool. That's somebody typed it on that screen. She probably didn't say that out of her off the cuff.
You don't think so?
Somebody
she was finishing the story. She was doing the story about the liquor and Martha Stewart, and that's how she finished it off.
Y'all gotta watch the video. Can you hear me now?
But remember, there's a lot of controversy right now with what Chris Rock did on his live Netflix special. That people are like, oh, remember, I can't believe he called Jada Pinkett bitch about 5 or 6 times. I watched that special twice.
I did too.
He only called her a bitch once.
But he used the word, he emphasized Will being a bitch dozens of times.
He was calling Will a bitch.
Right.
He said, I didn't expose what you did with your son's best friend and you having sex. That was something y'all did on your red top tabletop thing. I had nothing to do with that. You did that. He said, but your husband, and he brings up Will was being a bitch. And he said to call him Will a bitch. And he said, and that bitch, boom, he only said it once.
Right.
And it's like, isn't this a comedy show?
Hey, man, this is cancel culture. This is cancel culture, man. Everybody's trying to cancel somebody. People are making it their fucking goals in life to get people canceled. This is how you become famous or get some attention, going after somebody, whether it's valid or not. Okay, because people need content. Attempting to cancel somebody is content for somebody else. If you got enough controversy around you, people will tune in to hear what you got to say. They may not support,
and that's true.
They may not support what you got to say, but they damn sure will rally around you to hear what you got to say, so they can take some talking points and run them back and recycle them and use them in a conversation or on another show. So that's some bullshit, man. You know, I'm really, as a grown ass man, born in the 50s, raised in the 60s and 70s. This cancel culture shit is for the fucking birds, man. It's really overrated.
No, go ahead.
It's really ridiculous. It's overrated. You're going back and you're trying to cancel people from shit they did back in the day. Then you have selective cancellation. Okay, selective cancellation. You only want to cancel certain people that either don't have the means to fight or big enough to make it go away if you really want to. If they want to push the issue. I got a call the other day, about the the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. And somebody out of Chicago is trying to cancel Africa Bambaataa. Okay, and I understand what he did. He didn't go to jail. There was no court trial, but he still played a role in hip hop. Black folks. Before you start, black folks are notorious for canceling each other. Meanwhile, the other team don't cancel shit. They don't cancel nobody. Jerry Lee Lewis married his cousin. Elvis Presley was messing with Priscilla when she was 14 years old. They made him the king. Meanwhile, we can't. We can't wait to quit a motherfucker to the torture chamber. I understand R. Kelly did some shit, but not playing the man's music because he ain't a good babysitter. That's bullshit. And the man,
it's like going after Michael Jackson,
right? You didn't hire that
for what he did.
You didn't hire that man.
Know what Mike did or did not do.
You didn't hire that man to be a babysitter. You hired him. You liked him for his music. Yes, he did. He may have done some shit that you may not have liked, but nonetheless, that ain't what you hired him for. You ain't got to. You ain't got to like him personally. But if you like the man's music, I mean, do what you do. And if you don't
what happens to the parents? What happens to the parents that brought their kids to R. Kelly, begging them for him to put them on?
Nobody wants that responsibility, but it's still a factor. Nobody wants that responsibility, but it's still a factor. Okay.
So going back, like you're saying, canceling things so easily. That's why I used Chris Rock in his latest special and stuff like that, or even Dave Chappelle. Oh, Dave's coming after us. Dave's doing this. It's like you want equality. You want the First Amendment right to work with you when you're speaking about what you do. Like I think RuPaul and transgenders who want to read or drag queens that want to read to kids, God bless them. If you ain't reading to them, screw you. But when you go after their livelihood, like they've done something to destroy you, that doesn't make sense to me.
My question is, if you are transgender and you're reading regular stuff to kids, okay?
Kid stories or stories that they're talking about what kids go through, because we don't know what kids go through.
Right.
Because we grew up in a different era. And I always say homosexuality is not brand new. Being transgender is not brand new. Being LGBTQ LMNOP is not brand freaking new. Stop it. The acceptance, the technology, and the expression is fighting for equality. But when you lazy motherfuckers don't get off your ass and vote your conscience and bring people in to the legislature and the power, you get what's going on in Georgia right now, where Republicans rule the state. They can eliminate the prosecutor prosecuting Donald Trump if they feel like it. So I don't get it. I don't get us as people. I don't care black, white, purple, orange, green, LGBTQ or whatever. We're not fighting for our rights properly. And you're letting a small percentage come after you, very small. And they get all the headlines. And you don't fight back properly. We don't align with everybody to say, we're not taking your shit no more. Instead, we just go, we're going to hide in the corner. Just like for me, and I say this with all due respect to a lot of Indian people who have migrated here from the country of India, who think they're not black. Let me take you to a Ku Klux Klan rally, and you will find out what color you really are. I don't know where you think, you can come here and talk about we who've been here for 400 or 500 years and think that, you're just lazy. No, you motherfuckers. You shit in your rivers and drink out of it. Fuck you.
Hey, man.
You come over here.
Comments being heard right now are seriously only given by Dr. Dre. I'm just listening to this shit.
Exactly.
Right now.
But that young woman who used to be the governor of South Carolina, who became a representative at the UN, that's a crazy bitch. And I'm calling her a crazy bitch.
Who is this?
The former governor, Holly, what's her name? Haley. I don't give a big Trump supporter and don't know how to speak up for herself. And she's a what do you call it? Indian. Her mother and father came from India, and she became governor of South Carolina. But you got a lot of words for people of color.
I thought Indians were considered Asian.
No, Indians are black. They come in all shapes and sizes and colors.
I hear what you're saying.
Pakistanis,
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying.
Indians, they all come in all shapes and colors.
They always describe Kamala Harris as being black and Asian.
But she's full of shit too. I'm sorry. Go to a Ku Klux Klan rally and they will explain what you are. When they put that paper bag next to your face,
in their eyes,
that's what it is. But you know what I mean by that.
I understand.
Maybe you don't know. The point I'm trying to make is when you deny where you came from, who you are, what your real cultures are, you're full of shit. You'll ski weed, but you won't get your hands dirty.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have issues with BLM, Black Lives Matter. Moment y'all got checks, all of a sudden you disappeared. Fuck out of here. You fuck with Jewish people, they come with you, crowds of people. You fuck with the Italians, they're coming at you. The Irish, they're coming at you. Now the Asians are starting to say, fuck that. We ain't going with it. Only people of color try to hide behind being people of color. And try to, I'm not this, I'm Catalan Asian. Come on, Tiger. Cut that shit out. That's why I love and respect Bill Russell, the late Bill Russell, who played with the Boston Celtics. That man won a championship, went home, they shit in his bed.
Yeah, that's some cold shit right there. I thought that.
That's some cold, like, are we for real? And then you get these young cats that listen to what we're doing, and they go, well, who's Bill Russell? We don't give a shit. Not knowing if it wasn't for Bill Russell, the basketball game we witnessed would not have changed the way it did. He is who he is. And we got to stop dividing ourselves amongst ourselves and going percentage-wise, I'm a this and I'm a piece of that. I'm a this. No. And I got to say, it's as simple as put. If you're a nigga, you're a nigga. Period.
Now, here we
Doesn't
go.
mean you got to act like it.
Here we go.
The point is, if we can unite with love as all different folks of color, you would be the majority. And you would have to stop hiding out. That's all. That's my biggest thing. We got to stop it.
I need the good sound effect. Go ahead, Dre. Continue.
Yeah, where's my music? That's not it. That's not it. It's the organs. You got the wrong one.
You want the organ?
It's the organ one.
Here you go. You need love. Dr. Dre says you need love.
Love is stronger than hate.
I don't think so. Is. Love don't carry a gun. Hate do.
I know so, bro.
Love don't carry a gun. Hate do.
Is stronger than hate.
Hate be shooting at people. Love be ducking.
My spirit, my creator, my master planner is stronger than anything man thought he can build. Because the creator created the planet.
Look here.
Man is doing what he's doing to the planet.
Look here.
I rest my case.
Please do. My man Martin Cozy say, I thought they buried the N-word. Martin, they buried the N-word. They killed it and buried it, and niggas gave it a seance. They brought that. They brought that. They got a Ouija board. No, give me an N-I-G-G-A. Give me an N-I-G-G-A. Oh, mighty N-I-G-G. I got to have you in my life. They brought that shit back with a seance.
I can't live without that word. That's the unfortunate thing.
I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. And you know what?
Yeah, people.
As we sit, think about this. Think about this. As we as a people are sitting around trying to figure out whether we're gonna be niggas or not, other people trying to figure out how to take over the goddamn world. We ain't figured out whether they're gonna be niggas or not. Other groups are plotting their future 25, 50 years in advance. We still stuck on whether we're gonna be niggas or not. Think about that.
We need to travel to African nations like Ethiopia, Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon. We need to spend time seeing people of color who actually run and rule their nations. It's not all perfect. Everything isn't the way we imagine it should be, But we need to get a better understanding of, as a people of color, all different colors, when earthquakes hit Turkey and Syria, they don't hit the black side versus the lighter brown side versus the Muslim side versus the agnostic side. Earthquake does what it does. When it wipes out 20,000, 30,000 people, we got to start saying, wait a minute, we got to think better with this shit. Because these folks are not playing. But they're not playing. And that's why I say, the only thing I know that's stronger than anything else on this planet is love, man. But we can work, we can work it out. We can work it out.
I got love for those who love me. Anybody else kiss my ass.
But that's a start. That's a start. At least
I got love for anybody that love me. Okay.
You have a start.
Ain't no love. Ain't gonna be no one way distribution of love. And I gotta fight your love with your hate. That don't make no sense.
There you go. So you were down with the Heavy D love session. You down with the Houdini love session. But we can start there. I have no problem as long as we start. But the beginning start is, I like what you said about the acronym for snitch. That's how we got to stop. Because see, I'm tired of seeing women 76 years old going to their local store, getting gunned down because they were going to buy milk, juice, so they had something in their home, or buy a loaf of bread. It just does not make sense.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense anymore.
Well, I still say, man, the dumbest thing I see lately is our people hanging out of cars with guns in their hand, looking to shoot, right out the street. Who you shooting at? Ain't like my boy Charleston White said, ain't damn bullet ever been put into a gun in a black man's hand with the intention to shoot anybody but another black man. And I ain't trying to shoot nobody, but I'm just saying, why is it every time we make a record, talk about this shit, it's always us? We ain't beefing with nobody but us. We ain't beefing with nobody but us. And they don't understand how many industries are fed by the genocide in our community. Yes, the law enforcement is fed. Law enforcement might gotta go to trial, gotta go to court. Prison guards get lifetime job just babysitting your ass, basically. Meanwhile, the medical field makes a shitload of money on organ harvest. You got brand new hearts, and you get 15-year-old heart. That's something it's brand new. Liver, spleens, all kind of shit. Okay.
Yep.
All them body parts go to other people.
Ship it around.
Huh?
They take those organs
Come
out
on, man.
and ship it and give it to good.
I just read today. There was a official in Nigeria. Him, 2 other people were arrested for harvesting body parts, man. People forget body parts are it may be an ugly ass crime, maybe an ugly ass subject,
expensive.
But your eyes, your spleen, your heart, your kidneys, so many other parts are just are reusable. Your ass is you just as good as a Tesla in the junkyard. Okay, they can break your shit down, huh? They can break your ass.
Ship it off.
All they gotta do is if you get shot in the head, all them because they can't use your brain no way. If you get shot in the head, all your other body parts are good to go. How do I know?
Worth millions of dollars. And that's why sometimes when you go in that emergency room, they go, "Oh no, you didn't make it." Okay, start cutting.
My friend of mine.
Because remember, by the time you make it to the funeral parlor, after the ME gets you, your parents don't open you up to see if your parts are there. And I forgot the story they were talking about of the guy when they opened him up, there was nothing but newspapers in there.
Oh yeah, that was I thought it was Trayvon Martin. Yeah. I thought it was Trayvon Martin.
No. It was that other young man that was found in the gymnasium in the mat. And when they pulled his body out,
right,
he had nothing in his body, and they were like, "Where's his organs? Where's this?" Because they were trying to figure out how he died, and they couldn't put it back together because none of his organs was there; they were gone.
Look, I used to go to the gym with a brother. That's what he did. He said, man, if you are a organ donor, you got a 55% chance of not making it in the event of if it's close, you probably ain't gonna make it.
Not gonna happen.
If you are an organ donor, if you got a little sticker on the back of your card and you get into an accident, it's a 55%, 50 to 60% chance you ain't gonna make it. Okay? Because your ass you just hit the money button. Okay?
It's not funny, but the ambulance won't drive as fast.
Hey,
They'll be talking. They'll stop by, pick up something from
they need
Popeyes
some
or Burger
donuts.
King,
Yeah,
and get some
get
donuts,
some
and they'll
donuts.
make it to
He's still back there.
the.
He's still breathing. All right, make another loop. So I'm just saying, man, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just telling you what somebody who in the game told me. He said, man, I had anybody I love, I told them take that sticker off the back of their car, off the back of their driver's license. Because if you get
You have to watch a movie. I'm gonna tell you this movie.
what?
It's a '70s movie, but it's talking about exactly what you're talking about.
What?
It stars Charlton Heston and Edward G. Robinson
Mm-hmm.
and Chuck Connors, who's the rifleman.
Okay.
It's called Soylent Green.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
You remember that movie?
Yep.
And that's what it was talking. They would harvest people's body, and then the ones they couldn't do, they made them food and gave it to people to eat.
All right.
It was like it was Soylent Blue, Soylent Red, Soylent Yellow, and then they came up with Soylent Green, which was like the best version of it all. But Charlton Heston got caught because he had to was solving a murder of some high-ranking person. And it all talking about exactly what you said. How they harvest your insides, and then they broke you down and made you food to send to people.
Break your ass down like a 57 Chevy at pick apart. Yes,
There
ma'am.
you go.
Yes, sir. All right, folks, you're live with Dr. Dre and Lonzo. We're talking conspiracy shit right now. We're talking some real shit, too. All depends on what side of the fence you on. And we are live with the Legendary Connection. Miss Bernadette, she didn't change her internet location. She had a sugar daddy house in a sequestered room waiting for his wife to go to bed.
She's the sugar daddy hideout room.
She's the sugar daddy hideout
She's
room.
the hideout room.
The tool shed with the tin roof, so the internet can't get through. Let me see if I can get on the where you at?
I'm here.
Oh, you low. You are low on. I hear you, but barely. Where your volume at? What you using for a computer?
I still got the iPad.
Huh?
I hear some.
iPad.
She is low as all outdoors. I can't hear nothing. I mean, it's bare. It's last week he was all clear and had a nice view. Everything was perfect. But that sugar daddy shed you sitting in is not working for you today.
That's how rumors get started.
You need the aluminum foil.
She got it on the roof. That's why the internet keep going out.
Oh,
She
okay.
had one of them 10 sheds in the back, right next to the outhouse. I gotta go. Right next to the outhouse. You know somebody gonna mess around, take a dump, it's gonna cut you off completely. Anyway, folks, we are kicking it live with your boy Dr. Dre and Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop, talking about all the conspiracy theories that we kind of agree on. We ain't no fight today, man. What happened to the fight? I thought we was gonna fight today. God dang.
We got nothing to fight about because Tekashi took all of that away from us.
Oh, that away. That's we both agreed.
That's what
We all agreed he needed his ass whooped. No fight about that one.
That goes back to, wait a minute. That goes back to your law that you made last year, talking about all we gotta do is pass out some ass whoopings and we'll get things right.
Yeah. I'm a firm believer. Ass whoopings need to be reinstated. And I'm looking at, I saw something the other day on the internet here in LA. There are 3 grown ass women, got to be in their 40s. If not, they some old looking sisters. But their thing is going to various stores and stealing cosmetics. Okay, they ain't stole no waist trainers. They ain't stole no diet food. They stole some bunch of cosmetics, and according to the DA, they done stole about $13,000 worth of shit so far. And all this stems from the new law that anything under $1,000, they're not gonna prosecute it. Okay, and it's considered.
So they was taking low. They were going low.
Yeah, but they do it at multiple times. They go on there 3 at a time. So I guess each one of them grab $999 worth of shit and walk out just enough to beat the statute of limitations, the statute or whatever, and go on about their business. But used to be a time security guard would attempt to stop you. Nowadays, security guards and police, our hands are so fucking tied, it's ridiculous. I saw in Compton, cop trying to break up a takeover, got his sirens and his lights on, and a fool hopped on the hood of the car and just was riding on the hood of the police car, like it was nobody's business. When you don't respect police, when you don't respect authority, and here's how shit jumps off, man. If something happened to that kid, he get run over by that cop. Everybody out there was gonna blame it on the cop. Nobody told that little fool to jump on the hood of the damn car. Okay. Now you don't know what else could be going on around that cop. I'm not defending the cop by no means, but he was trying to do his job because one of the big problems we have in Compton is these goddamn takeovers. These takeovers are ridiculous. They're getting huge. In fact, they're getting huge. In fact, just last week.
Well, for those wait. No, explain what a takeover is.
Okay.
Because everybody doesn't know.
A takeover is when a bunch of idiots get together and block off an intersection while another idiot, or maybe two, get in the circle and do donuts in the middle of the street. Well, in Compton just the other day, some fool gonna take it to another level and poured gasoline around the edge of the street and lit it on fire while the fool went around in circles. Okay? And come on, man, if that ain't dangerous, my name ain't Lonzo. First of all, you're destroying the street. That tar gets hot, it's gonna melt. You don't know what's gonna happen if a car get out of control. Somebody catch on fire, car catch on fire, whatever the case may be. It's not a good look, man. It's too many situations that could go wrong to take this thing to take some bullshit, to turn bullshit into a tragedy. And that's where the stupid shit comes at. Because now, if somebody dies, nobody knows nothing. Everybody wants to go home, but everybody wants to go home. But when somebody dies, ain't nobody going home. And somebody has to share necessary information to community households in order for it to go down. You have to share.
Well, Frederick,
huh?
Wait a minute, Frederick, let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Oh, you didn't catch on when I said Frederick.
Frederick.
So your name would be Alonzo.
I missed that one. But yeah.
Here's the funny part about that. Today, was it today on the news that I just watched in Patterson, New Jersey? 5 women overdosed on cocaine that was laced with fentanyl. Outside of the mall they worked in. 1 died and 4 luckily were revived by Narcan. And they arrested the dealer and the person they sold it to. So you're at work, and we're not talking about teenagers. These are like 39, 40-year-olds, grown people, women, all women.
Okay.
One area, snorting cocaine with fentanyl in it. See, I don't know, in this day and age, I don't know how you do drugs that somebody walks up to you with that's in a powder form, a pill form, and you just go, that's okay, that's what I need. I got to get through the day. And you die and they bring you back. I'm like, why don't you leave those people there and say, this isn't what you should be doing? Weren't you at work? So you went off on your break for lunch to get high and you died.
I went off
Make
work.
that make sense to me.
I went to work. I went to break on my work and I got high.
Yeah.
I started some coke so I can get high.
But
what I didn't know that day, this shit was laced with fentanyl. And when I got high, I started to die. That's some fucked up shit.
What we don't get is that Prince died of fentanyl poisoning because he was in pain. So he reached out to get other pharmaceuticals, and it was laced with fentanyl. I do not understand how anyone wants to get that high.
I don't understand how the people who sell drugs illegally want to use fentanyl as a cut, and it's killing all your goddamn customers.
Remember, it's not the ones who are selling it. The ones who are selling it to them, they don't know what has fentanyl in it.
No. I'm saying somebody at the plant decided to cut it with fentanyl to stretch it out, because you don't need but a tablespoon of fentanyl for a whole bunch of shit. Okay, a teaspoon of fentanyl with a kilo is supposed to expand it considerably. You don't need but a couple of granules of fentanyl to kill somebody. Okay, just a couple of granules of fentanyl
and
will
that's
take
why
out.
when they go when they go in, they wear hazmat suits because they don't want the fentanyl touching their skin.
When I know it was a cop that busted opened up a trunk, and the fentanyl odor was so powder dust was so strong he almost died opening up a trunk. I remember reading that story. Okay, like Steck said, Lonzo, it ain't like our day when you cut it with baby powder, baby laxative. Back in the day, if you snorted cocaine, you took a shit like a. Back in the day, if you got some of that cheap shit, you went straight to the bathroom, okay? Because that's what they cut it with. I forgot what they call that shit. Damn, Dre, you know what it was. You had that shit back in the day.
I do. I didn't do it, but I know what you're talking about.
It was soft.
And that's the crazy part.
Let me start talking about the good old the days. I ain't gonna say the good old days, but the days. But yeah, man.
I remember when people used to cut cocaine with fucking white flour.
I'll just make your nose itch. But it was
that's it.
It was some other shit they used to use. Damn, I remember seeing it in the store. It came in a block. Don't get me start talking.
Let's not discuss this at this time. But the point is, people are trying to get that high at that age. And I hate to say, well, and I don't mean, they should have just let them die to be negative, but it's like people go, well, you say 4 out of 1. Oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
That's our fault. And it is, but damn.
Hey man. It is what it is.
When you go back to work the next day, damn, who bought the shit? Oh man, everything is such hush. And then people are dying and people don't care.
Yeah.
They do not care. I don't even want to get into human trafficking. And that's a whole nother story. But I'm talking about just this simple thing and now they're making the drugs look like they're candy and Skittles and stuff like that.
Right.
I called a deli the other day and I said, well, do you have any Skittles or so-and-so said, no, we took all of that out the store. I said, why is that all out the store? Because kids were coming in and buying it. And then the cops would come in and say, that stuff you just sold was laced with this. Because somebody would come in and bring us bags of that shit and say, oh, no, we don't want this. We want our money back. And it would be laced.
Wow.
Because we wouldn't know. So when the cops would come in and raid, they would say, oh, this stuff has so-and-so. So we just took it out the store.
Wow, I didn't know that one.
That, Reese's Pieces, they went down the whole list and said, if you get it, there's only certain places that you can get it that they know it hasn't been touched like that because it comes directly from the manufacturer. But they're wiping that stuff off the shelf because they're selling it to kids like it's Skittles or any other little, candy.
Wow. And that shit is really that's
again,
why are you killing your customers?
Because they don't know. The guys who are dealing like that don't know it's laced like that. The people who are selling it to them know some of it's laced, but they don't sit around and talk about, well, this is just enough fentanyl that'll get them high. This is cool. The motherfuckers are just mixing it all in one big batch. So you might get lucky and get the extra bar. You don't know.
Oh man, anyway, Doc. I don't know.
That's for real. So
all right, folks.
Mixing your good stuff.
The good old days when the weed back in the day, the weed had seeds, and you can do what you're gonna do, and ain't got to worry about dying. Only way you die is you use too much of that shit. It wasn't the fact there was something in it; it just you use too much of it. I know that sounds crazy as shit, but that's the realest thing I can tell you today. You
could not die from smoking weed back in our day, and there used to be nothing but seeds, and you could able to grow your own thing. Now
the biggest problem with weed back in the day was sniffing out them goddamn seeds and pulling out them stems.
That was it.
Yep. How did y'all do it back east, man? Y'all use the shoebox or album cover?
Album covers.
We use shoebox top. That was always best because you always catch the seeds as they roll down. And if you mess around there and the seed, if you didn't pull the seeds out of your shit and let it get into your weed, your joint, that shit pop out. You wear them polyester pants, you're finna get a hole in your cheap ass pants.
Yeah, that's true. Well, they use the album covers because usually you was, listening to music and smoking weed. So certain groups had those big albums, like Earth, Wind, and Fire had That's the Way of the World. You could open that up, or Gratitude, or, Parliament Live was another good album. I was going to popular albums we did grow up, and you saw where that was it. You didn't use this like a one-sided album because it was too flat.
Right. I
Usually the
worked
ones
at
that
Kitty's.
opened
I
up.
kept shoebox tops.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made the shit much easier. Today's weed is, Derek Mallory says, today's weed is laced with sherm, PCP, and fentanyl. The three worst
That's
drugs,
true.
two of them are the same thing, if I am mistaken. PCP and sherm, they just pretty much the same thing, just in different delivery services. Sherm came on the stick. PCP is actually the drug, phencyclidine. That's actually the drug itself. And if you smoked it, and this was my understanding, you dipped it in the sherm stick, which was a cigarette. That's how you got sherm. If you put it on weed, you got lovely because you got two highs. And PCP was basically just the drug itself. Angel dust. Okay. You can snort angel dust, and boy, that was the worst shit in the world. Don't ask me how I know. Anyway,
rip you away.
Bernadette is still.
I never did it, but I've seen the reaction to it. I've seen a person run out and think they can lift a truck on PCP and stand there by the bumper, straining and sweating, and say, "I'm gonna lift it. I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
And we're like, "Dude, you gonna kill yourself? What are you doing?"
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Shit.
Yeah,
do some shit.
That's the level he was playing at.
Do some antics. All right, folks, you're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop, and my main man, Dr. Dre. No argument today, man. No, we agreed on everything. Everything we agreed upon today, except for he's still talking that love shit, love constant hate. I'm saying hate. I love you. If you got a gun, I ain't fucking with you.
I still asked a question to you going way back.
Go ahead.
Once you finish the screenings of the documentary, are you're trying to figure out if you're going streaming networks?
Actually, man, between me, you, and my folks on the line, I just started a streaming network called the Compton Entertainment Channel, and I may put it up there for pay-per-view until we can get us a decent deal, man. I'm not gonna give my product away. I will forward it first. We've had conversation with people, different possible streaming networks, and everybody talk to you like you stupid. And I can't stand that. Yes, this may be my first film, but I surrounded myself with a bunch of people who know what the hell they're doing. Okay, and you can't give me $5,000-$10,000 for my documentary, man. I'm not doing that. I'm an independent cat at heart.
I'm leaning on your documentary once we get Parallel up and running for sure. But we have a different strategy so that we can do things like that and actually market and promote your thing through our websites. And the difficulty, like you say, well, Dre, how come it's not done? Because of the technology that has to be brought in to make sure it's accessible for our audience and for our people. It takes a little time because we have to still try it out and make sure it doesn't fall apart while we're doing it. And I get why now a lot of people didn't do it because it does take, and again, I'm not the website developer. I just say this is what I'm requesting, that this doesn't fall apart in that way. And it takes a little trial and effort. But we're going to get there. We're going to be good.
All right. That's what we're talking about. My man, Dr. Dre, folks, it's time to get up out of here. Bernadette, we tried to get her on camera. She's been waving for the last. I'm going to try one more time. See if she say bye. You say bye?
Bye.
You say hi. I say bye.
She say
I
bye.
say bye. She say hi.
Say bye, Dre.
Heidi, bye-bye. Heidi, bye-bye.
Hey, folks, we're out of here. This is Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. My man, Dr. Dre, with another episode of Legendary Connects. We'll be back next week, y'all. In the meantime, peace out, folks.